Hello and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I have the Good Vibes Stamp Club from Tonic Studios to share with you, and this is a really retro themed type of thing. So these are the stamps, these are the dies, and we're going to have a look through them, and I'm sure already you can see lots of things that are very iconic and very sort of they stand out, that they're definitely an 80s type of thing, all except I suppose this little emoji, which is probably more a 90s little thing. But anyhow, it's all retro. The 80s bring back lots of really strange and funny memories for lots of folk, but for me particularly, I met the young man that I went on to marry in the 80s. I was still at school. I then got engaged, got married, all sorts of lovely things happened in the 80s, and that's the kind of thing that these bring back the memories of. I wasn't really into roller skating or skateboarding or any of those things, but I do remember cassettes, and goodness, if you had a cassette you really needed a pencil. I'm sure if you're of that era you'll remember why. Rubiks cubes, well, we all had Rubiks cubes. I wasn't really the glitter ball kind of person or the disco ball kind of person, but yes, I did have CDs, and that obviously then could become an LP or a vinyl or whatever as well. But there's loads of things there that are going to just really be fantastic things for the kind of retro card that you want to send to people. Tetris as well, there, this sort of thing, all those glasses, you know, just so many memories in that one. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell. I also have playlists of Tonic stamp clubs and showcase dies, kits and all sorts of things, so don't forget to check out those as well. And I just see I've already taken one little die off there, so that belongs there as well. Well, I'm going to have a little quick look at some of these in a wee bit more detail, and then we'll just go on to making something with them. But first of all, we've got some dies that actually coordinate with the stamps. So this one cuts out that little cassette, and then this one and this one cut out these Tetris pieces, and obviously this one cuts out the glasses. We've got the roller boot, we've got the skateboard, and then this one, the outside edge here, and even these squares cut out this Rubiks cube here. There's another little Tetris piece up here for this one. So this one here is actually the disco ball or the glitter ball, whatever, and the circle die which goes around this little piece here, which I reckon could be either a CD or a vinyl, as I said earlier. That one actually fits around this as well, so that will cut out that. And this outside edge here cuts around the stamp here as well. Now I'm thinking, look at that, and that, I'm immediately saying red and yellow and blue and green and all the colours of a, you know, the way we had to try to line those all up. So I'll probably incorporate some of those into this, but I've already had a little play with this one, just a tiny play, because I may not even use it on one of my cards, but I wanted to see how it would work. So I stamped this with some clear mark ink onto some silver card, and then I heat embossed some silver embossing powder onto the top of that. That's this powder, and die cut it then with this die, and we have the little glitter ball there, the little disco ball. And I do kind of remember those hung from your ceiling or whatever. Didn't hang from my ceiling, but yeah. And I think I'll go and die cut some things now, stamp some stuff, but Forever Young. Do you know, it's one of those things, you look at this set, I still feel, you know, the age I was in the 80s. It's crazy, but I still feel like that. Most days, not all days. So you're not just old, you're retro. I really love you, that would go with this. Let's roll, sending you, well, good vibes on your birthday. I'm more the happy birthday kind of person, but rolling on by to say hi. And you could also say rolling on by to say love you. All of those sorts of things, but yeah, it's a happy set, and I'm going to go ahead and make something with it. You saw there then how I stamped both of these roller boots out, and then I die cut them, and now I'm going to colour them. So I've got lots of really, really bright alcohol markers there, and I'm going to colour those all in and then I'll add them to the card.
Here's a cup of tea, Ruth.
Thank you. Well, my 80s man brought me a cup of tea there, so I had to stop. It was a bit close to where I was colouring in anyway, so I stopped, had my tea, and now I've come back to colour these in. So I'll go ahead with all these lovely colours and colour the roller bits in. I don't even remember the last time I made a single layer card, but it seems to suit this, and that's what I'm going for this time. So I've got a 6x6 card here, and I'm just going to layer the stuff straight onto the card instead of making layers and elements like that, but I will add a little bit of dimension with 3D foam pads. I've taken these two dies and I've cut them out together with some silver card, and I've got this retro symbol sort of thing to put in the centre. So I'll glue that with my fine tip nozzle on my deluxe adhesive, and then I'll add the little roller bits that I've finished colouring in now. So one of them will just go flat on there, and then the other one I've got 3D foam pads on. That will go on there, and then I've stamped out Forever Young, and I've backed that onto a little bit of red card, and then I've added dimensional foam pads onto the back of that. And then I have taken this little zigzaggy kind of die and the star one, and I've cut several of these out in marigold and nice blue card there, which I've forgotten the name of, but it'll be on the screen. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue all of this down. As I say, I don't normally do flat cards like that without layering on it, but I think that really suits that, and it turned out really well, and it does sort of look very, very retro to me. Well, I've decided to go with another 6x6 card, so I've taken two pieces of card here, and one's chili red and the other is marigold, and they're both 15 centimeters long, but this one is 9 centimeters wide and this one is 9.5, and I'm going to layer one on top of the other and then put them onto the card first of all as a little base this time. I kind of like the white showing through because there was lots of white on that and it looked so nice, but I think this time I'm going to put a little panel down the centre, and then we'll still have lots of white showing, but we will have this little extra effect too. Now I've gone ahead and stamped "You're Not Old, Just Retro," and I'm going to put that on here, and I want that to go straight across the top this time. And then I've taken some other elements from the die set and I have layered some of them up, and I'll show you just how I've done the others here. So I wanted to make a little LP, a little vinyl, might be a 45 or whatever, and I've made one there, and I'll just show you how I've made the other one. This is high gloss mirror card in black, and I've cut one circle out with the plain circle die. That's this one, and then I've also taken this little die and used it with the circle die, and that has given me this piece. So I'm going to glue that on top, and then I have another little circle, this one, and I have die cut that in red this time, and I'm going to add that on top, and I have it in blue on the other one, and I layer these two up. So that goes on there. There's my first one, and then this one goes on here. Now, glue always takes just a minute or two more to dry on shiny mirror cards, so I'm going to set that aside just for a little minute or two. until it dries, but I will go ahead and glue this one on first of all, and I want these to overlap that panel, so that will go just about there. Then I've taken the glasses and I didn't stamp them, I just cut them out in the black mirror card again and cut 2 red stars, and I have no idea, but I remember something like that, so they're going there. And then this will get added on 3D foam pads just about here. Now, I've cut out the little Rubik's cube, so I cut it with the outside edge in black first of all, in the shiny again, like a Rubik's cube would be, and then I used this on some red and blue and yellow card, and I'm going to just add the little pieces on into the centre here. So there are little marks around the outside and you can sort of gauge where they go, but tweezers and a little piece of glue, a little bit of glue, are very handy to sort of place those. And again, because the glue is going on to mirror card, you'll just need to give that a moment or two to grab before you start using it, because it can just tend to move around a bit. Of course I could have added green and white and all sorts of things in, but I've just stuck to the 3 colours here. I've added that little disco ball into the centre there and layered those up, and now I've taken these 2 little dies because I wanted something else silver on. It just looked a bit out of place having one, so these are going on here, and then I've taken this long die and I've cut it out in the yellow and the red and the blue, and I'm actually looking at it here and I think it's a little bit long for what I want, so I'm going to snip these in half and then I'll go ahead and glue those on as well. It is all finished and it's really bright and fun. Isn't that nice? And there's the other one with lots more white on it, but equally as bright and fun as well. Now there are loads of other things that you could do with that. In fact, you could use lots of these dies with nothing absolutely to do with any of that retro stuff at all, and those roller boots would be looking great beside the skateboard. The skateboard could be on a different card all on its own. The Rubik's Cube could be a small bit of chocolate, it doesn't necessarily have to be a cube, and on it goes. It's actually very straightforward. It's not a die set or a stamp set that you need to explain an awful lot. It's very straightforward and loads of fun, and will be really good for those days when you just want to grab a die set and a stamp set and make something really simple. You don't have to do anything really fancy with that one to make a really lovely and outstanding card that someone's going to love. Well, I've enjoyed it and I hope you have, and thanks very much yet again for watching. And don't forget, if you haven't already done so, to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Give it a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. And all my affiliate links to the products that I've used will be down below in the description there, and I always appreciate everybody who uses those. So until next time, happy crafting. Bye!